and it's still 6 billion degrees. Lord, I want to ask you why. Why today? Why is Satan winning this battle, this war? We gonna come together, everybody, and rebuke the devil in Arizona. We need prayer. We need everybody to come together, and we need everybody to pray. I don't care what state you in. I don't care what degrees you have in. Arizona needs some prayer. Arizona needs some help, because it's hot. It's hot, and some of us can't take it no more. You see this wind? You see my shirt flopping around? It's still hot out here. And I still gotta walk. Lord, we need you. We need you.
Coast to coast tonight, heat advisories are now up in 14 states in the east from North Carolina right up to Massachusetts. More than 50 million people in the zone, and that heat has turned deadly. So far this year, 21 children have now died in hot cars. The latest just yesterday in Dallas, a 2-year-old left in the family van outside their church. The heat firing up severe storms for millions in the Northeast. This lightning hitting the Empire State Building just moments ago.
96 degrees in a lot of places in the Bay Area. We're working to find the most dangerous spots.
Yeah, and it can be. The Now's Nicole Grigg today. She went out with a thermometer to show you the exact locations you're likely to get burned.
Okay, so where's the hottest place on a day like this? Inside your car, a parking lot, outside of a truck, maybe that playground equipment.
It's getting hot.
115. That heat is everywhere you go, like waiting for your bus stop.
But at least I got a shelter over my head.
At 10:15 a.m.
Now it's reading about 108.5.
So why not see what happens with an egg? Not much change 3 hours in. In the meantime, that plastic playground equipment, it's hotter than you think.
117.
The hottest spot I found? Leather seats.
156.5.
That parking lot, though.
141, 142, 141.5.
The parking lot would need to get to 157 degrees to start frying that egg. The temperature you need to know, though, 106. If your body's getting that hot, that's when you can go into heat stroke.
So today, it just wasn't hot enough out here, but we left this egg out here all day, 8 hours in our parking lot. You want to see what it looks like right now? Take a look at our egg. It's kind of disintegrated. It's all in the parking lot. Despite it getting 140 degrees out here in our parking lot, that's what we have left. So it's basically just a big mess.
With breaking news and the sighting so many of you are talking about, the skies over Kern County lighting up with a meteor shower tonight. The National Weather Service confirming just moments ago that big ball of fire in the sky was in fact a meteor.
23 ABC's Andrew Worth joins us now from our live center with video and pictures our viewers are sending us right now. Andrew?
That's right, Tim and Jackie here in the Live Center. We have been getting many posts, as you said, Tim. National Weather Service out of Reno confirming that this is a meteor shower expected to start tonight and go through Friday night. Let's take a look at some of these posts here. This was from Dina McCarthy, as you can see. I'll zoom in real quick. 2 big balls of fire coming across the sky right there. Zoom back out. Take a look at this next one. You can see a tree kind of make that figure out there. Again, 2 big balls of fire coming across. There, just one. That's Rodolfo Cruz. Thank you, Rodolfo. We'll take a look at this video now. I'll make that a little bit larger. As you can see right here, single ball of fire coming across the sky. Very good video coming in there from one of our viewers. We'll get out of this one real quick and go to our next one. The next one coming in from Nick Gonzalez. One of the best pictures that we've seen. You can see that was zoomed in and enhanced just a little bit, but 2 very big balls of fire coming across there, and that is an awesome picture. Thank you from Nick Gonzalez. And then one of our last videos here, another one coming across the sky. Some people down here. Just a huge ball of fire, and we thank everybody for Facebook messages, Twitter, everything, emails, calls, all of those things. Thank you guys for sending us all of those, and like I said, This has been seen all over the western states, places as far as Las Vegas, Nevada, Utah, all over California, down in San Diego. We were getting calls about people at the San Diego station down there asking about it. And like I said, it's supposed to last until Friday night, possibly. It was expected to start tonight, and that is confirmed by the National Weather Service in Reno. In the meantime, in the
China's
Live Center,
National
back to
Weather
you.
Authority continues its second highest orange alert for a heat wave in the southern areas. Provinces and municipalities in the middle lower reaches of the Yangtze River, including Anhui, Jiangsu, Shanghai and Zhejiang, have been baking since Wednesday last week. And temperatures are expected to soar to as high as 40 degrees Celsius today, and the sweltering heat is expanding northwards. The forecast is more hot weather in northwest China in the following 3 days.
evidence that mosquitoes in South Florida are spreading the Zika virus. So today, the Food and Drug Administration asked blood banks in 2 counties to stop accepting donations. We have more now from David Begnaud.
The federal request to stop all blood donations is meant to safeguard the blood supply until blood banks are equipped to test every donation for Zika. There is increasing concern tonight that 4 new Zika cases could be the first transmitted by local mosquitoes in the continental U.S. 2 cases are in Miami-Dade County. The 2 others are in Broward County. Officials do not believe they are travel-related. On Tuesday, health inspectors began visiting residents in the neighborhoods where the 4 new Zika patients live and work. They are collecting urine samples to test for any new cases. Dr. Eileen Marty, an infectious disease doctor with Florida International University, was one of those door knocking.
Most people were understanding, but a few were a little bit, you know, it's unusual to have someone knocking on your door with a cooler full of urine samples.
Local mosquito control workers are intensifying their efforts, targeting those same neighborhoods to eradicate mosquitoes and their breeding grounds.
Release the mosquitoes, Josh. Oh my God, they're coming.
Within 5 seconds, one mosquito was trying to get to your arm. What does this show?
This shows the power of mosquitoes' sense of smell and how they're so attuned to human odor.
Dr. Matthew DeJaneiro studies mosquito behavior and genetics at FIU.
Repellents that contain DEET are the most effective. How does DEET actually work?
Mosquitoes smell DEET, and then they avoid humans. But even the few that still can find you, if they land on you, they'll taste it on your skin, and they'll be like, yuck, and then they won't bite you, and they'll go away.
There is no vaccine and there's no treatment for Zika. Tonight, people in South Florida are being told, use that DEET repellent. It's the most effective tool yet. Scott, starting tomorrow, the largest blood bank in the southeastern U.S. will test every blood donation for Zika.
We'll be following this closely. David, thank you very much.
Time now for our big board with our team of insiders standing by with more of today's top stories. And first up, we have a warning for women in Georgia. Upsetting video that shows a man filming up a woman's skirt in a grocery store, and the state appeals court ruling that it is not against the law. Our own Sunny Hostin, our senior legal correspondent, joins us live. And Sunny, very simple question. How can this be legal?
Isn't that something? I mean, this behavior is reprehensible. It's nasty. It's just downright creepy. But because of a loophole in Georgia law, it is legal in Georgia. Get this, Michael. The law in Georgia prohibits recording activities without consent in a private place and out of public view. So the court here ruled that because it happened in a grocery store, it didn't happen in a private place. So in Georgia, under my skirt,
no,
is not private.
No. So are they going to do anything to change that? Is the legislature working on this?
No question about it. I mean, it typically takes, Lara, a high-profile case like this to make the law change. And so my guess is the Georgia legislature is going to change this with a quickness, and many other states have begun to change it. Right here where I'm sitting in New York, it is a felony to film under my skirt. So I think we're going to see real change in Georgia very, very quickly.
All right, so good. So our legal system is doing something to keep up with technology, Sunny?
It's trying. I mean, the wheels of justice sometimes turn a little slowly, and it's very difficult to catch up with the fast pace of technology, but we are getting there. We've gotten there in Washington. We've gotten there in Hawaii. We've gotten there in Florida. Like I said, right here in New York, it's a felony to do this kind of behavior. So certainly Georgia is going to catch up, and a lot of other states are going to catch up too.
Well, those wheels need to turn a little faster.
Yeah, come on, wheels. Big wheels, keep on turning.
Authorities in Japan say the man who killed 19 people in a stabbing spree at a facility for disabled people had been hospitalized earlier in the year after expressing a desire to kill disabled people. Media report the suspect delivered a letter to the Speaker of Japan's parliamentary lower house threatening to attack 2 care centers. Officials say he was discharged in March after a doctor certified his condition had improved. And the man turned himself in to police after the stabbings. Authorities say it is the worst mass killing in Japan in decades.
이번에 미국은 우리 최고 조범을 감히 모독하는 특대형 범죄 행위를 감행함으로써 우리와의 전면 대결에서 이미 붉은 선을 넘어섰습니다. 우리는 미국의 이 특유형 범죄 행위를 우리에 대한 이 선전 포고로 간주하고 그에 상응한 실제적인 그런 조치들을 취했습니다. 미국이 끝내 8월 합동군사 연습을 강행한다면 그로해서 조성되는 사태에 대한 책임은 전적으로 미국이 지게 될 것입니다.
to that terror attack overseas. A Catholic priest killed during Mass in France after two attackers stormed in, took hostages. ISIS is now claiming responsibility, and this morning we're learning more about the killers and their survivors. ABC's Alex Marquardt is in Normandy with the latest. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Robin. This is the small church where this brutal attack took place. That 86-year-old priest killed, and this morning, one of his parishioners in critical condition. And we now know that one of the attackers was well known to the authorities, having been arrested and jailed for trying to go fight in Syria. New details this morning about the two attackers who burst into this 16th century Normandy church, holding 6 people hostage before brutally slaying the 86-year-old priest. The authorities now say one of the men was Adel Kermish, just 19 years old, arrested twice for trying to go to Syria. At the time of the attack, he was under house arrest with a tracking bracelet, only allowed out a few hours a day. The second attacker has not yet been identified. This nun managed to escape and alerted authorities, saying the killers forced Father Jacamel to his knees and recorded a kind of sermon in Arabic. They also said, "You Christians, you are killing us," before executing the priest. As the attackers emerged from the church, the police shot them dead. On them were 2 fake explosives and a kitchen timer wrapped in aluminum foil, along with 3 knives and a handgun. Shortly after, ISIS claimed that the killers were followers. "We die for going to see fireworks, going to a concert. Now we die for going to Mass," this girl told us near the church. It will never end. It will never end. That's certainly the feeling by many here in France and across Europe. After 4 attacks in just 2 weeks, France's president has warned that this will be a long war, but vowed it's one they will win. George?
I'm extremely heartbroken to report that we had an officer shot and killed tonight. A second officer has been shot and is currently in surgery. We are hopeful that that officer will survive and make a full recovery. This is what I can tell you to this point. So we had 2 officers put out shortly before 11 o'clock making a stop. Almost immediately, very shortly after they put out that they were making a stop, they called for emergency cover. Other officers were in the area. They arrived shortly on scene and found both of our officers suffering from gunshot wounds. One of the officers was placed in a vehicle of another officer that arrived on scene and taken to the hospital. Heroic efforts by the officers on scene, heroic efforts by the doctors to save his life, but again, heartbroken to report that they were unable to save his life and he is deceased. The other officer was transported by medics to another local hospital where, again, he's currently in surgery. The scene is still active. We do have a suspect in custody. The suspect was found somewhat nearby in an open area, ravine type area in the 1300 block of South 38th Street, and he is a Hispanic male adult. He is suffering from a gunshot wound and he is being treated at a nearby hospital.
That hole through that window, that's in Kersey, Colorado, and that is from hail. They had everything from quarter size to golf ball size hail. Check that out. Now, this was all the same storm. It went through the plains, so Colorado, Wyoming were all hit by the same system. And it wasn't just large hail, but also wind-driven hail. Doesn't that look like straight up slush right there on the road? That's all from hail that was melting. Now, after the storm, of course, it's quiet and pretty, and check out that rainbow that
Sky had people in Kern County buzzing last night. There were mixed reports earlier this morning that it was a meteor shower, but now officials are saying it was a Chinese rocket that re-entered the atmosphere. The U.S. Strategic Command won't say if the rocket ever posed danger to people on the ground. And a Chinese rocket re-entered the surface near California late Wednesday night. Around the same time, many people shared the video on social media.
Dude, 6 minutes. Okay, somebody get a video.